Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today. We're your boys. We always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host Nicholas Playlog. And now the Toronto Blue Jays have officially entered into the MLB free agency. We got to give the dream scenario, everybody. We got to lay it out. We got to give the blueprint for what these Toronto Blue Jays are going to do, whilst also staying in reality land. We can't go too crazy.
That's the thing.
Literally, yeah. What we're about to talk about here is a realistic dream scenario that we do believe the Toronto Blue Jays could and potentially will actually pull off this off season. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you want to see them do. Let's kick this thing off with the big signing, the blockbuster signing, what is going to make or break this off season. Give me Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger's the man, guys. If you're not going to get Shohei Ohtani, because he's obviously the dream of the dream, but let's be realistic. We're not going to get him. We're not going to get him. But Cody Bellinger, we can actually get. We've been rumored to be linked with this guy last offseason. We were rumored if the Cubs weren't going to compete, we could be linked with them at the trade deadline, and we're linked with them again. As we heard recent reports in our last podcast, we went live for guys to go check it out, where Cody Bellinger and the Blue Jays have strong interest in him. So if we get Cody Bellinger, he's the guy, he's the bat that you're going to slide right in the middle of that lineup, that 3-4 spot. He's going to be driving in the runs, getting on base, stealing bases. He's going to be pumping runs, driving in runs, and making some great plays in the outfield. And here's the thing, you're going to have to offer him a big contract. He's going to take a lot of that chunk. So do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, of course I think it's worth it. You know, and this is a dude, like you said, the Toronto Blue Jays, they are showing serious interest in. That has literally been reported. Now, we're just going to take Ben Nicholson-Smith projected contract right here. Shout out to Ben Nicholson-Smith, who's just phenomenal at what he does, man. This 10 prediction article that he released, I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. It is extremely detailed. It is awesome. He projected in a scenario that the Blue Jays go out and they get Cody Bellinger. We think that this contract makes a lot of sense. We think that getting Cody Bellinger makes a lot of sense. Blue Jays sign Bellinger to a 7-year, $168 million deal. Lock it in, everybody. It's a dream scenario, but we do think that it is realistic.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you're going to go get Cody Bellinger, that's going to be a lot of your chunk. You know, based on what Ben Nicholson-Smith is saying, that's $24 million. You got about 40 to 50 left for the Blue Jays to spend this offseason, so that's basically half right there. So you got to go and make some smart deals. And you can see here, I'll just shout out Ben one more time. Like, he's got all these kind of like 1-year deals. And I do think the Blue Jays are going to go and kind of flirt with the idea of signing veteran guys for 1 year, you know, pack it in. Let's get what we can get out of these guys. So you might see a combination of that, but the dream dude that I think the Blue Jays got to go get, and that is Justin Turner, everybody, who's now a free agent. This guy at the age of 38, and he will be actually soon, 39. That's crazy. But he still is producing with an 800 OPS, a batting average of 276. The Boston Red Sox would have been nothing. You know, they would have been a little bit less. I mean, they were still really good without him, right? They had a lot of breakout guys like Tristan Cassis on the team. But he was in the middle of that lineup for basically the whole season. So I think the Blue Jays adding a veteran guy and putting him in the middle of the lineup is huge, bro.
Listen, very man, there's no ageism going on here at Blue Jays today. I don't care if you're 50. If you got an OPS of 800, you can play in the Toronto Blue Jays. And Justin Turner just continues to show year after year after year that he understands the game of baseball just better than most people, right? He understands how to get on base, how to hit consistently, and he will do that with the Toronto Blue Jays. And this is a dude who, again, realistically speaking, they need some infield help. They want to have that Brandon Bell role, somebody who you can kind of slot in a few different positions, a veteran guy who's been there before, who could, if you wanted, get Vladimir Guerrero Jr. off of his feet, who could, if you wanted, give those young kids who we are predicting, and this is part of the prediction, come up and play in that third base role, or Elvis Martinez and Addison Barger. He would give them some help, right? So if you are going to go the route of giving your prospects an opportunity, which we do think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to do, we think that's realistic and we do want to see it happen, we also want to have a veteran person be there to fall back on, just to give them a little bit of insurance, to give them a little bit of help, so not everything is on their shoulders walking in as a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think primarily he's going to be at your primary third baseman, right? If Matt Chapman doesn't accept the qualifying offer, which maybe he's already done it by the point this comes out. Who knows?
We'll put it out there right now. That is not in the dream scenario.
No,
that
is
not.
Is not
also in the realistic predictions.
No.
So we're assuming that that he has not accepted that offer.
No. And he's primarily going to be a third baseman. Like you said, a young guy's going to come up underneath him. And then over at first base, too. Like, he can't place at first base.
Yeah.
But he also got Spencer Horwitz in the mix, right? Like, he's kind of projected to be taking over that Brandon Belt role as a backup first baseman DH. So it kind of makes a lot of sense for the Blue Jays. And adding someone like Bellinger and Justin Turner to the middle of that Blue Jays lineup. You know, you go George Springer, you go Bo Bichette, you maybe go Cody Bellinger, Vladdy Turner. That's a nasty top 5.
100%.
That's going to drive in a lot of runs to the Blue Jays. And I would say that would fix the offensive problem.
Yeah, and as far as Justin Turner goes, we're thinking lock him in on a 1-year deal. I mean, he is going to be a little bit of a pricier 1-year deal just because he did show up last year. Spot Rack over here is predicting he makes $8.6 million average annual value. We disagree with that. We think it's going to be a bit more. If you could find a way to get him on a 12 million per 1-year deal, I think you lock that in. You're really happy about it, and now you got your third baseman to give those young kids an opportunity to grow into the role.
Absolutely. And now you spent a little bit of money. Those are the big acquisitions. You might see the Blue Jays go out and make little small acquisitions here. Maybe a bench guy, maybe a backup guy, a veteran guy here. But we're not going to talk about that because that could be literally anybody. So, you know, we're not going to focus on that really at all. We're actually going to shift gears a little bit and talk about something we talked about on this channel already, and that is getting an extension done.
Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play. In collaboration with iGaming Ontario, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
And that is for Mr. Dirty Hands, Danny Jansen. It's time, guys. If we think about the Toronto Blue Jays and the pitching staff they have, this guy was a big part of that. You really got to give a lot of credit for what Danny Jansen does behind the dish, handling the pitching staff. And he's on his final year. He's on his final year, guys. If you offer him an extension, maybe a 4 to 5 year extension, have him carry this Toronto Blue Jays pitching staff that we have for about another 4 or 5 years. A lot of these guys on some big deals. That's going to be incredible to not only extend that window, but to give yourself a chance to win this year and next year. You know, give him some confidence knowing that you trust him.
And I think that this is extremely realistic. And in fact, I think that it is. Yes. I would bet that it is going to happen because the Toronto Blue Jays have come out time and time again, coaching, management, players. Everyone has come out and said, we love Danny Jansen. Not only for the player that he is on the field, but for the player and the man that he is off the field. In the clubhouse, just everything that he does with our organization, we love him. He is a stand-up guy. We want him here always, right? That is everything that we've heard about Danny Jansen forever. Dude. There has never been one bad word about this dude. So of course you keep him on the team.
Dude, I remember Jordan Groshans coming on this channel in 2020, and the first thing he said, one person that stood out to him was Danny Jansen.
Yeah.
And I was expecting Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. No, it was Danny Jansen. Danny Jansen's a stand-up guy. I think we got to keep him for the club morale. He is the core of this Toronto Blue Jays team.
1,000%, dude, right? And you do not want to lose the glue, right? You saw Teo go, you saw Lord go. Okay, fine. But if you get rid of all of the glue, what is going to keep this thing all together? Nothing, right? So extend Danny Jansen. I think it's going to happen. And I do think that the Toronto Blue Jays are also going to be looking into it, folks. Let's transition right now and talk a little bit about the coaching staff, folks. Now, we know that they're not going to be making the big moves that I think everybody wanted to see, which was maybe a big firing, maybe Ross Atkins gets reassigned or whatever. That's not going to happen, everybody. They've already made their decision there. However, Dave Hudgens, he is now going somewhere else. You're not going to hear his name anymore associated with the hitting strategy or anything like that. But we want to see somebody good. We want to see somebody good come in, someone with a new wave of thinking, poach him from some other good team, looking at the Braves, looking at the Dodgers, looking at the Tampa Bay Rays, right? Some team that is consistently good at baseball. You find out who wants out, and you poach that guy. That's what I want to see from the Toronto Blue Jays.
I really, I want to see either someone from the outside or hell, someone from the inside. We kind of forget that we have guys in our coaching staff who had great big league careers. Edwin Encarnacion, he's been a part of this team's organization for I think about a year now. When we brought him on as like a specialty role, dude had an incredible career with the bat, right? Don Mattingly. Well, is he going to help out maybe in that role? I know he's the assistant, he's the bench coach on the Toronto Blue Jays, but are you going to see someone where they're going to recommend a hitting strategist that they know really well? We need someone who knows how to hit to go and hit. You looked at Dave Hudgens' career, Guillermo Martinez's career. they weren't great hitters.
Right.
I want great hitters in that position, or hell, like you're saying, someone who's got a great idea of how to hit. But for me, you bring in someone who's literally done it for many seasons. Hey, this is how we simplify the baseball game. And this is how you hit the ball hard and far.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw the exact same thing happen when Dante Bichette was associated with the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Now, we can't give all of the credit to Dante Bichette, but he obviously did play a role, and you saw what happened when he went away. Now, I don't think that he's going to be back with the team. I think he's already made his choice, and the team has made their choice that he is not going to be coming back and doing that. But somebody like that, I think Edwin Encarnacion would be phenomenal. Right? It's like
he's already here.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a better option. If you want to inject power into your lineup, right? Because that is something that we missed all of last year. How about you get that guy?
Yeah,
you
literally.
How about you get that dude,
bro?
And I think he will inject a little bit of power back into the Toronto Blue Jays lineup. So that is assuredly something that we want to see. Just some managerial changes to strengthen the strategy walking into next season.
Absolutely. And guys, we have one more thing on this list, and it's going to be involving a trade. Now, I know a lot of y'all, when you hear the word trade, and we've been posting about trade ideas on this channel, and everyone's freaking out saying, please, for the love of God, no more trades. I hear you. I don't want a big trade unless it's something incredible. Give me something small. Give me something easy. In the Blue Jays, we look over at that bullpen. Yeah, we got Chad Green back, but you're still going to have a few holes in that bullpen. Right now, you got maybe Mitch White projected to be on the team, right? You still got yourselves, Genesis Cabrera had a good, couple months, and he kind of fell off. Jimmy Garcia, so unstable. Adam Simber, what are we going to get from him? We don't know. So we got to go out and find some more bullpen guys. And I kind of want to do a little bit of an Eric Swanson, not so much trading away Teoscar Hernandez level bat, but trading away someone a little bit less. And that is Santiago Espinal, guys. I think if we could trade Santiago Espinal, you're already bringing in Justin Turner in this situation, right? You got Kevin Bishop, you got David Schneider over there at the second base bag. He's kind of finding out that he's not really having a role on this team anymore. Trade him away. He's got 3 years left of arbitration. Someone's going to offer you something good for that guy. Get a guy at a mid-3 ERA and lengthen that bullpen.
I really don't see a spot right now for Espinal, and I don't think that that's fair, because I think that Espinal has shown in the past that he can contribute at the major league level, but it's got to be tough on the guy when you're just you're never consistently in the role. You never know what position you're going to be playing. You don't know where you're going to be in the lineup. You don't know if you're going to be playing today or pinch hitting or what the hell you're going to be doing, right? So that takes a toll on somebody. And now, like you're saying, with Biggio and Schneider and Barger and all of these dudes in the mix, and if the Toronto Blue Jays do as we're saying and go out and get Justin Turner, where is this guy going to play? He's just not going to. So it's just a clear, it's clear as day, seeing that we have a bunch of players at this one position. We don't have that many over here. Espinal's the odd man out right now. Trade him away. Give me somebody with a little bit of upside, right? I mean, when they traded for, when they acquired Jimmy Garcia, we were looking at that and we were thinking, I don't know about this. I'm not sure. But he worked out, and they saw something in him, and they made it happen, right? Give me somebody like that.
Yeah, give me someone like in Jimmy Garcia in his career, he's up and down, and when you make that signing, like you're like, okay, well, you might get an up, you might get a down, and that's exactly what we saw. His first year was up, last year was down.
It was
right?
down. It was down.
It was down. It was a down year, right? So, but hey, like I said, give me someone who averages like a mid-3.
Sure.
If you average a mid-3, you could go into the mix there. Like maybe Adam Simber comes back, that's great, but Mitch White, like I can't be having Mitch White. I know who he is. He's got to develop a little bit more in the player, FCL league, down in Florida.
Yeah.
So he's got to go back there. We can't have him on the team. Get something smart. Get someone who's stable in that bullpen.
Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, bringing in a new hitting strategist, trading away Santiago Espinal, and extending Danny Jansen. That is what we do believe it would be a dream scenario for the Toronto Blue Jays this offseason. You address the hitting, you make a smart trade, you address the coaching, and you help yourself and you set yourself up for years in the future by extending Danny Jansen. We also think it's pretty realistic, but let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, everybody. Where did we miss with this prediction? What are you guys predicting? We want to know down below.
Yeah, and $3 a month to become a Patreon member, guys. Shout out and thank you to all of our current Patreon members, and as well, all of our YouTube members. You guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Thanks so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!